What's the most hilariously awkward thing that ever happened during a Zoom call? Like most people in 2020, I transitioned to working from home. It started off great. No traffic, no awkward elevator chats, and the freedom to wear pajama pants to meetings. My job in marketing meant lots of client calls and internal check-ins, but overall, it was manageable. The only downside? Our Monday morning all-hands Zoom meeting. 40 employees, cameras on, microphones muted unless speaking. And our manager, Alan, who had the charisma of a soggy sponge, insisted on going over weekly goals like we were prepping for the Olympics. The meetings dragged, always going longer than they needed to. On this one Monday, I was already running late. I threw on a hoodie over my wrinkled t-shirt, didn't bother fixing my hair, and sprinted to my laptop with a slice of toast hanging from my mouth. I barely made it into the Zoom room in time. My girlfriend Becca, who works night shifts at the hospital, was asleep in the bedroom. Our cat Monster, however, was wide awake and in one of his chaos-gremlin moods. Now, Monster has this obsession with knocking things over. Cups, pens, candles, you name it. And he especially loved attacking anything placed near the edge of the kitchen counter. While I listened to Alan drone on about Q3 alignment metrics, I noticed Monster eyeing a glass of orange juice I'd left from breakfast. I tried to wave him off while pretending to look engaged. Big mistake. Monster locked eyes with me, reared back like a drunk raccoon, and launched himself at the glass. It crashed to the floor with a loud smash, juice splattering across the tile like a crime scene. Everyone on Zoom paused. Alan stopped mid-sentence, cameras tilted. A few people unmuted with concerned, you good? Expressions. I muted myself and bolted off screen. I slipped on juice, stubbed my toe on a chair, and Monster darted under the couch like he knew he'd committed a felony. I was trying to clean up the mess, hoping no one noticed my abrupt disappearance. That's when it got worse. Becca, half asleep, hair a mess, completely unaware that I was in the middle of a company-wide Zoom call, wandered out of the bedroom. She was wearing nothing but an oversized t-shirt. From the webcam's angle, it looked like she had absolutely nothing on underneath. She walked right into frame, yawned, scratched her head, looked directly at the camera, and said, "Babe, did the demon knock something over again?" There was silence, followed by bursts of laughter. People were losing it. My coworker Jenny typed ICONIC in the chat. Someone else added, "Can the cat be our new team mascot?" I quickly turned off my camera and muted myself again, mortified. Becca realized what happened about 5 seconds too late. She let out the most guttural scream I've ever heard, then dropped to the floor and army crawled out of frame like she was avoiding sniper fire. When I finally turned my camera back on, I just said, "So, that was Becca and Monster. They apologized for the disruption." Alan gave me a look that said, "Why do I even try?" But then chuckled and moved on. For the rest of the week, people sent me memes. One coworker photoshopped Monster in a tie with the caption, "Regional Manager of Chaos." Another made a fake calendar invite called Becca's Surprise Appearance, Weekly Stand-Up. Since then, our Zoom calls have been much more relaxed. Becca became sort of a legend in my office. She even leaned into it and got me a coffee mug that says, "I survived the pantsless girlfriend incident of 2020. Moral of the story? Always check your camera angle. And if you live with a chaos-loving cat and a sleep-deprived girlfriend, maybe invest in a solid Zoom background.